Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are. This very evening, morning, noon, or night, depending on where you're domiciled, depending on where you're listening to us from, we welcome you to another extraordinary broadcast here live on this glorious platform, Radio Biafra, going out to the entirety of humanity. Therefore, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. We are the only indigenous broadcaster out of Africa being listened to right across the surface of this very planet Earth. And as always, as I'm welcoming you, please endeavor to welcome other people as well. Share the links as widely as possible. And as always, house rules and protocols dictate that I must tell you how we operate on this very platform. You are listening to us on a multitude of platforms, I must say. We are simulcasting this very broadcast. We are on FM in Biafra land. We are on satellite. We are on IPOB Community Radio. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. We are broadcasting on Facebook. We are everywhere. If you wish to, and of course YouTube. I keep forgetting YouTube. University of Radio Biafra is on YouTube. Try and share that as well, especially those who are in civilized countries where data doesn't cost very much. If you're listening to us via Radio Biafra app, it is a low data usage platform. So also is IPOB Community Radio. If you experience any difficulties, please go to Twitter or you go to Instagram. It is very clean, very crisp. So also is YouTube as well. I welcome each and every one of you. Heaven has given me a message to preach, and I must preach it this very evening. Biafra land time now. The time now is 4 minutes past 7 p.m. in the evening, which confirms that we are live and direct. If you look at your clock right now, or your wristwatch, or your timepiece, the time is precisely 4 minutes past the top of the hour. Regardless of where you are, I welcome each and every one of you. I welcome our Oduduwa brethren who are listening from right across the world. And for the very first time, I also welcome Middle Belt as well, because they have listened and they have raised their banner as well. We have seen their coat of arms, we have seen their flag, and we welcome them to this very family of liberators and those wishing to extricate themselves from the damnable Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Before we go any further, I am going to pray as tradition demands. And as I hand over our proceedings this very evening, morning, noon, or night, depending on where you are, to the Most High Elohim, I ask you please to get your pen and paper ready, because somebody made a very serious joke, which I think I will allude to in the course of our program this very evening. Do not forget your pen and your paper, because the whole world is listening. Every government of the world is listening. Every intelligence agency around the world is listening. People are listening. And I'm told so also are immigration officials from Canada as well. Everybody listens to Radio Biafra. They all do. If you go to Abuja now, everywhere is calm. Every government house you have in the zoo, people are attentively glued to their listening device to receive this very gospel that Elohim has mandated me to preach, and I must preach it. My name is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the largest mass movement on the face of this earth, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. I am the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very a servant of the wonderful people. Once again, I must warn those of you who are listening via Facebook, my official page. You know it is heavily sanctioned. I will ask you please to be prepared to switch over to Instagram or to Twitter at a moment's notice, because very soon, when this very program hots up, they will begin to interfere, because they wouldn't want you to hear what we're saying. And in fact, I was asking somebody to compile the names. I want to do a very, very special on my page tomorrow morning, and I was compiling the names of all the journalists in the zoo who are influential, all the journalists responsible for sustaining what is in essence unsustainable, this very regime of tyranny, a regime of terrorism, a regime of backwardness, a regime of poverty. Please look for also those of them who are running Facebook as well. I want to add their names. I want them to understand what the Fulanis are doing to Yoruba people. I want them to understand what the Janjaweed are doing to the Yoruba race. As they are busy trying to fight to defend what is in essence indefensible, their land is being taken over. We must preach this very gospel this very day. Ezi onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile, Chukwu okike abịa ma bi n'igwe, onye jupụtara na nsọ, onye dị ebube ma ruo mgbe niile ebighị ebi, onye anyị na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ Chineke nna, ị bụghị mmadụ, o mekataghị ka iwe bụrụ anụkpa ahụ nke gị enweghị ikere eze ebube dị ngọzi. Ị nọ na mmụọ, onye nwe m, ebe obibi gị bụ ebe kachasị ebe niile elu, nke mmadụ dị ndụ. O nweghị ihe ọbụla bụ ihe eji ama atụ sị na ọ bụ ya yiri gị. O nweghị ihe ọbụla bụ ihe gị enweghị ikere eze ebube dị ngọzi a pụrụ iji wee si n'ihe dị etu a dịka Chineke nna nke bi n'igwe. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị gboo ji wee tụọ gị aha n'ibe ebighị ebi, n'ihi na enweghị mmalite, enweghị ọgwụgwụ. Ahapụ m, aga m eto gị ụbọchị nne n'ime ndụ m, n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke nna nke usu niile nke ndị agha. Ọ bụ naanị gị na-epuru anyị ụzọ nna nke ebere. Ọ bụ naanị gị na-alụrụ ndị gị ọgụ, naanị gị na-agbụrụ anyị ọbụ, onye nwe m. Ọ bụ na ọ gbadara aka gị ka anyị nọ ka e were Biafra nke gị onwe ikere eze ebube dị ngọzi wee nyefee gị n'aka, ka i wee zọpụta ụmụ gị n'aka ajọ ihe. N'ihi na mkpagbu dị iche iche dakwasara ndị gị, Chineke nna nke igwe. Ọchịchịrị wee si ebe o si wee kunie, eleghị anya ọ bụ site na akparamagwa ọjọọ anyị maọbụ mmehie. Mana onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna, biko barịọ ka anyị na-arịọ ka iwe gbaghara anyị mmehie anyị niile. Ọ bụghị na anyị toruru mmeso ọma gị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi, kama anyị wee na-arịọ ka iwe cheta okwu ọgba ndụ gị n'isi anyị, n'ihi na isi na mgbe ọbụla anyị kuniri wee chighata azụ wee cheta na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke nna, na ọ bụ gị bụ nna nke ụmụ Biafra, na ị ga-azọpụta ndị gị, na ị ga-abụrụ anyị nna, anyị wee bụrụ gị ụmụnna nke igwe. Anyị wee na-asị n'oge ahụ eruwekwanụ, mgbe nnụnụ ọwụla ji alaghachi na-akwụ ya, ka i wee zọpụta ndị gị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Na ala Biafra bụ ala nke gọziri agọzi nna nke igwe, abịa m iji wee mee ka mmadụ izizi n'elu ụwa wee si na Biafra wee kunie. Anyị wee na-asị gị gosi mba niile dị iche iche na ọ bụghị bụ Chineke nna, na ike niile nọ n'ọbadara aka gị, na ọ bụghị n'ọbadara aka nke Britain bụ mmadụ dị ndụ nna nke igwe. Gosi ụwa na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke nna nke ụmụ Biafra. Anyị were ihe niile nke anyị onwe anyị bụ wee nyefee gị n'aka, wee na-arịọ gị ma mma gị na ebere gị, amara gị na ọmịiko ebe ndị gị nọ. Lekwa ụmụ gị ọbụla dị ndị nke eji eji, anyị na-ekele aha nsọ gị n'ụzọ pụrụ iche, n'ihi na ọbụla na ha bịa nwụrụ fara mbaka n'ụbọchị nke taa, igbudi wee daa n'Enugwu wee hapụ ya. Etu aka ga-esi wee hapụ ndị ọzọ bụ ndị eji eji, agbanyeghị ihe niile mpụ niile nke ndị nọ na-eme, ma ndị ohu ha, ndị odibo ha, bụ ndị nọ n'ala nsọ gị nna nke igwe. Ndị dị etu aka si ha ga-aba ha ọnụ n'otu n'otu, ị ga-ejide ha wee laa ha n'iyi, ka ha wee ghọta na Biafra bụ nkwa nke ikwere ndị gị, n'oge erukwara mgbe ị ga-eji wee mejupụta ya. Anyị wee na-asị gị otuto na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma niile dịrị aha nsọ gị, onye kere eluigwe n'ụwa, Elohim Adonai El Shaddai, ugbu a ma ruo mgbe niile ebi ebi, ka a na-arịọ gị ise ise ise. Ọkwa n'ozi ọma Chineke. My goodness. You will allow me to preach this very gospel this evening. For those of you who are old timers on this very platform, this Radio Biafra, I want to reconfirm to you, I wouldn't call it a prophecy, I wouldn't call it a prediction, I will call it word inspiration. That is why the accuracy of our prophecies is unmatchable. Those of you may remember in 2014, when they were campaigning, jostling, and politicking in who are listening tonight, or some of you can remember, I know how many of you can remember this, but I preached it on this hallowed platform, on this radio Biafra, this God-ordained radio station for the restoration of the children of light, that they may enjoy the sovereignty that God Almighty promised them. I preached it here on this very platform. I told you, do not despair, do not panic, that the Pharaoh is coming. That some of you can remember that I said that Buhari is the surest way for us to get Biafra. Is it not happening now? Everything I tell you is gospel. Remember when I said that Buhari will give us Biafra? Those were the exact words I used. And it is now manifesting before our eyes. Everything happening today in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria is because they refused to let us go. I remember, I think it was in 2015 to be precise, thereabout. I was in the USA and I was granted an interview by Rudolph Okonkwo, if I'm not mistaken. And I told him that if they do not give us Biafra, that Nigeria will be worse than, in fact, that Somalia will be a paradise compared to Nigeria. What is happening today? These are words on the marble. These are, I wouldn't call it prediction. These are prophetic pronouncements on this very hallowed platform that all over the world today, people are witnessing and confessing to its accuracy. Or depending on where they are, that the more you continue to delay the coming of Biafra, the more calamity you're going to face. And I want to point it out. I want to speak very calmly this evening so they can understand what I'm saying. To go now, you will lose Oduduwa as well. I want you to understand that the more you hold on to this very rigid, idiotic, should I say, unwavering position that Nigeria should remain the way it is, the more you're balkanizing it, not just in the spirit, but also in the physical realm. Why am I saying this now? They have not. And when a people begin to blame their leaders, as we have been doing, I think they have cut off the whole thing. I believe that I don't know if Facebook has cut off the video on my page. I have no idea, but we shall see. Let us continue. If they share all the links that people are using to listen to us, so that those who are on my page, who are suffering as always, will be able to listen via other means. After this very program, Ikechi will work very, very hard to ensure that the sound. I asked you to let Biafra go. You said no. Now Oduduwa is with us. We then pleaded and said, allow Oduduwa and Biafra to go. You said no. Now Middle Belt has joined. If you say no to Middle Belt, Oduduwa and Biafra becoming free, very soon, the Habe Republic of Hausa land will rise up again with their own banner. Fulani, you have nowhere to go to. What you're then now going to do is to unleash your dogs of war. That is what you're going to do. You will think that by tricking the Hausa people to believe in you, to come and join you to fight other people, as you have done in the past, you would think that would be a viable option to take. but I'm telling you to spell your doom. To all of you shouting, insecurity, insecurity everywhere. We are dying. Look at our country. Come and speak. I warned you in 2014 and 2015. If you do not let Biafra go, everybody is going to suffer. And today, everybody is suffering. But I'm sure, you know, Fulani, they have this very primitive, almost a very satanic stubbornness that they have. They will say no. I want Fulani to understand something I said to Britain. You say United Kingdom, those that created Nigeria, which I believe, you know, Britain, they also go in the realm of the spirit to do their own incantation. They may be top scientists, they may be an advanced country, they may be a civilized country, they may be enjoying the grace of God because Britain is blessed, believe it or not, highly blessed people. But I'm sure they see things. And I told Britain, the same pride that Britain had in the past in relation to Biafra is the same. Fulani has the very crude and primitive format of it. I want people to pay attention to what I'm saying tonight, very, very critically, please. I said the pride, you know that pride, we are white people, we created you, who are you to tell us what to do? And here again, live on air, I said to Britain, God Almighty in heaven will divide you into pieces. Your soothsayers will be telling you right. Maybe now that your policies have changed slightly towards Biafra, you may have a reprieve. But I'm telling you this, if you maintain or